صباح الخير أهلا سولال اسمي سولال
سلال اسمي
سولال
سيف. اسمي سيف.
أهلا وسهلا سولال
حبيبي ابونا. You want to go to church?
Yeah, we'll go to church. Okay. This is the Church of the Nativity. Again, it was built in the 4th century by Saint Helena. Originally, this part was the Greek Orthodox part, let's say. Eventually, they built the Armenian monastery on this side, and this side is the Catholic, the Roman Catholic part of the monastery. So all three denominations share responsibility for the place of birth of Christ, and they have services actually here. They all share the Nativity of Christ. So. And I was telling about the door. Originally it was much bigger, as you see, and slowly they were closing it and making it smaller and smaller, so that people with horses or they wouldn't go in and violate.
So it's also a respectful way to kneel.
Also is a respect for Christ. God was born here, so it shows humility. You need to kneel or bend to enter the church. Remember, I told you that the Church of the Nativity was the only church that was never destroyed, because the Persians, when they came in the 7th century here, they recognized the dresses of the three Magi, the three wise men who came to venerate Christ, and they recognized the clothing as theirs from Persia, so they showed respect for the church and they never destroyed it. And the mosaics here are the original floor, 4th century. Look at the mosaics. But they excavated only part of it, otherwise they will excavate the whole floor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's early 18th century donation from the Tsar from Russia. And the clothing here is the clothes of the Tsarisa, the queen of Russia.
Oh.
It is a special one, the Virgin Mary, she's smiling.
It's the only icon.
The only one, the
that is
icons,
smiling.
she's smiling only in the Church of Nativity.
Because she gave birth to Christ. All the other icons of the Mother of God, she's very sad because her son was crucified.
Thank you for this information.
And after the birth, they put Christ in the, as we say, in the swandles, and they placed him in the manger. This is the manger, where the animals were here to keep him warm.
Can you explain me? I don't really understand the sharing between the Armenian, the Orthodox, and the Christian. You mean you all come?
We all have rights to this cave, the Nativity cave. So we can serve, the Catholics can serve, as well as the Armenians. So, also the Assyrians come in Easter and Christmas. This is the Holy of Holies, as we said. That's the panel separates the Holy of Holies from the main church.
Okay, so who's allowed?
We are allowed to go in, but not you.
No, I understand.
This is 18th century wood carvings with scenes from the Old Testament and New Testament. Yeah, actually, this is the Nativity here. You see it's been a wood carving with the animals. These are burial sites, and then they became chapels for prayer. There were also living spaces for monks who lived here in these caves.
When were they built?
From the 1st, 2nd, 3rd century. The most famous one is here. This is actually the burial site of Saint Jerome. You've heard of Saint Jerome?
Vaguely, I may.
Saint Jerome is the one who translated the Old Testament from the Hebrew, or the Greek actually, to Latin.
Okay. And what is the story between Hebrew and Greek? Who's translating what? Is there a story where some people...
There is actually the translation of the 70, so what we call the translation of the 70s. Originally the Old Testament was written in Greek. The translation of the 70s, that in the 1st century before Christ, they translated it from the Greek into Hebrew. The Magi, as we said, the three wise men, before they came to Bethlehem, they visited Herod, the king of Judea. And they told him that a new king is born, and they came to venerate him. So Herod was very upset. He felt threatened that he will lose his kingdom. So he said, okay, go venerate him and come back and tell me where he is so I can also go and venerate him. But he didn't really mean that. He wanted to actually kill Christ. So remember the story not the story, but eventually afterwards he ordered the killing of all the babies in Bethlehem area of 2 years of age and under. The New Testament tells us that about 14,000 infants were killed at that time. And they were buried here, in these caves. And here we have the cave where they were buried, and we have their relics, their small little bones. And they remained for 2,000 years. Now, okay, let's say for an adult person, but for a baby that has very small little
very
bones,
thin,
yes, you will see it, yeah. Now, of course, these are not only bones of babies, but they're also of the monks who lived at the monastery here. And even they say some of the mothers and fathers that they were killed trying to protect the children from being taken and killed, they were also killed.
falafel, miel.
I'm good.
Our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians, it says. This would be a fantastic place to come to if Jews were cheating on their wives. What? What is he saying that? Ευλογείτε πάτερ. Okay. Θα έρθουμε σε λίγο. Is that okay? Okay. Ναι.